Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading. So as you will see, I've got 3 different crystals and 3 different piles of cards and 3 doorways. So have a look at the crystals and the cards and see which one you feel most drawn to. We have pile number 1, which has the Malachite crystal, pile number 2, which has the yellow Crackle Quartz crystal, and pile number 3, which has the Labradorite crystal. So choose your pile and all of the timestamps will be below, and I'll see you on the reading. Bye. Hello and welcome to those who chose pile number 1, the Malachite crystal. I do love these crystals because number 1, they feel quite, they feel spongy, even though they're not spongy. They're really like hard, but they feel like they should be spongy. It's a really strange feeling, but yeah, that's one reason. Another reason is because they're just so pretty. Look at all the colours. I was going to go through the meanings of each crystal, but it would make the video really long. So if you want to check out what malachite is, feel free, Google's your friend. Okay, so I'm going to go through the cards because we've got quite a few cards with each pile. So the first card we have was this door. So if you chose this blue door here, now blue represents either the third eye chakra or the no, it's not crown chakra, because that is yeah, that's the spiritual one, that's purple. So it's third eye or throat chakra. Leanne, get with your colours. Get with your chakras. Yeah, so third eye or throat chakra. Now throat chakra is communication, and third eye is about visions and what you visualize for your future, and what you can see either inside or around you. Okay, so the message on the back here says, I'll show you, says secret sketches, wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories in sketches for others to find. I like that these have little poems on the back. So that to me is all about creating memories with those that you find like that you love their energy of. So like spending time with the people that you love spending time with. You love their energy, you love the way they make you feel. They always leave you feeling better than how you arrived, okay? So spend time with those people that you trust, the people that you love. And they might be people that, if someone says to you, who's the first person you think to call when you have something bad going on, right? It might be someone like that. So it's about spending time with those people, but cherishing the memories. So so when you are out, it's not about kind of planning things so that you remember them, but I don't know, just taking in the memory. So when you're together, paying attention to what's around you, what's going on between you, and the way that it made you feel and all of that. And because, when you actually are fully present with that person and what's going on around you, you create a memory. It will stick in your mind. And this is what this is about. Okay, so draw memories in sketches. So sketch the memory in your mind. You could actually physically draw it as well if you want to, but I think that's what it means. Okay, second card we have is Judgment. Now, this is about the people that maybe don't make you feel that way and the way that you automatically judge them, or you create some kind of judgment in your mind about the way you feel as well. So you might not necessarily be a judgmental person, but you might judge the situation, and you might kind of be like, I don't really want to spend time with that person, or and I don't like the way that makes me feel. You judge the way they make you feel and all of that. Now this is about paying attention to that as well. So there's a lot of paying attention going on. There's a lot of awareness going on, okay? So maybe it's a chance for you to look at that and say, why am I feeling this way? Why do they make me feel this way? What's going on for me? What are they mirroring to me? Because it's a chance for you to get to know yourself on a deeper level. This picture here, this is her soul, okay? And this is her looking at her soul. And we go through things in our lives which can taint our soul, that can people can take pieces of our soul away, and I know it sounds strange and very deep, but people can have an impact on the way that our energy feels, and experiences in our lives can take pieces of ourselves away, right? And they go missing, right? And this is about reclaiming those parts. And the only way we can do that is by being aware of what those parts are that we are missing. And those people are here to show us that. They're here to show us what we are missing in our lives. What do we need? You know, what are we not? I don't know what the word is, but there's obviously things that are missing that we really need from that person that we're not getting. Okay, so it's about really paying attention to that, and maybe seeing the judgments that might come up for you as an opportunity to go within and clear those up and make sense of those, if that makes sense. Okay, the next card is the Tower. Oh, cat's just gone crazy. Maybe because of the Tower. Yeah, they're doing zoomies right now. Oh, I love that. They say that when cats do zoomies, right, when they run around the place really quickly, they say it's because they're dispelling energy. They're actually clearing the energy. So maybe this is about clearing. You need to clear some energy. Right, so the Tower, it's not always a great card, right? It means that something is falling away, or something is crumbling, or something big that's going to change in your life may not be a good change. You may not see it as a good change, but it is clearing the way, clearing the way for something good to come. So when you see thunder and lightning, right? So in this card, there's thunder and lightning. There's a little squirrel looking up at the thunder and lightning. When you see that, does it scare you? Or are you amazed by it? Are you in awe by it? That might determine how you react to this situation. Because if you love thunder and lightning, if you love watching it and you're in awe of it, then be in awe of what it's bringing to your life, right? See if you can be in awe of what is actually showing up in your life and be like, oh, you know, where is this leading me? Where is this, like, what is this clearing for me? What is to come? Like, see it as an opportunity, that something else is coming in its place that's going to be much better. If you see it as really doom and gloom and you hide away, it's not really going to make you feel any better, and you're just going to be focusing on the negative. And when we do that, we bring more negativity into our lives. Okay, so it's the way that you see this Tower moment. Okay. Okay. Oh, there are lots of butterflies in that, by the way, as well. And there's acorns, which to me always represent growth, but butterflies represent transformation. So transformation and growth is always a good thing. Okay. Next card we have is healing. Now, I had to go and do some research with this card because as soon as I saw this bear, I thought of the film The Revenant. Now, I don't know if you've seen The Revenant. I think, has it got Brad Pitt in it? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. I've only seen it once and many years ago. I'd quite like to watch it again because I think it was a really good film. But I was reminded of The Revenant, and I felt I had to look up what the meaning of a revenant is. Now, I'm, you know, probably stupid. I don't know, probably just like, you know, I'm not that brainy when it comes to things like that. I don't know what everything means, and yeah, I had to look that up, so don't laugh at me. Don't judge me like this card. So I had to look it up, and it's about someone or something returning from the dead, or returning from being away for a long time. Okay. So with regards to like the Judgment card and the Tower card, if you think about those two mixed together, when we lose parts of ourselves, when something bad happens in our life, whether that's happening to you now or whether that happened in the past, that Tower card may not even relate to now. You might be absolutely fine. You might not be going through anything big. However, that might have happened to you like years ago, like a really bad thing, and it's taken away parts of you. It's made you lose parts of yourself, right? And yet you are a revenant. You're going to come back from this. You're going to surprise people, and they're going to be like, oh, I thought you'd gone missing, or I thought that part of you had gone completely, right? I'm going to use humour as an example, okay? So I've just done a little, I had this little realisation this morning. about humour being a grounded technique, to be a grounding technique. So if you feel ungrounded, if you feel like a bit dizzy and like, you know, you need some grounding, find something funny to watch, because grounding is, humour is grounding, okay? And when I was going through my spiritual awakening, I lost my sense of humour, because you end up focusing on all the dark stuff, the shadow stuff that's going on for you, all the doom and gloom and like everything bad that's happened to you in the past, because it all comes up to the surface. And you know, I was going through counselling and a lot of bad stuff was coming up, and you know, I just couldn't be with the humour at the same time. Like, and you know, humour runs in our family. It's something that, you know, we all have a really good sense of humour. I'm not bigging myself up here, but but I lost it. And I actually was quite sad about that. And that was a big part of me. So it's just an example. It might not be humour for you. It might be something else, all right? It might be confidence. Might be your kindness. Might be your self-belief. I don't know. But you might have lost a part of you. And you feel like it's a big part because it's your identity or part of your identity. So, you know, but that does come back. It does come back. So don't lose faith if you feel like you have lost a part of you. Call yourself a revenant. You're going to come back from this, right? And people will be like surprised. They'll be like, oh, that person's back. You know, they're back to their old self, or it's good to have them back, or something like that. There's just an energy of that. So it feels really good. And then your last card. Look at that. And as I look at that, it was 11:11 on the clock. Happiness. Brilliant. That comes with humour. So, you know, yours might be humour. But yeah, happy times ahead. Bright, colourful days. So I'm just going to end it there. I don't need to say much more about this card. But hopefully you're going to start feeling more happy and start seeing the colours and the brightness in your life, and feel it as well. Okay? So that's your pile number 1. I hope it resonated. Please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you on the next reading. Bye. Hello and welcome to those who chose pile number 2, the yellow Crackle quartz. Now this stone is personal to me because I bought this just after my uncle passed away. I was really drawn to it. I went to the crystal shop, and he liked Only Fools and Horses, right? And so I always associated the colour yellow with him because of the yellow van in Only Fools and Horses. And so when I went to the crystal shop, I was drawn to yellow crystal, and I picked it up and I felt emotional straight away. I was like, this is Mark's stone. So yeah, just has a little personal meaning to me. But I was going to go through all the crystal meanings, but I probably won't have a lot of time because there's a lot of cards to get through. So, you know, Google is your friend if you want to know what yellow Crackle quartz means, okay? So I'm going to go through the cards. We've got 6 cards to get through, so hopefully it won't take too long, but, you know, you're here for the ride. So, right, so the first cards, we've got 2 doors actually. So if you chose this door, that was what you were drawn to. How beautiful is that? The message on the back is a little poem. It says, begin here. Do not fear for what travel brings, my dear. The moment is yours. Begin now here. So what that brings up for me is that whenever you are kind of starting something, or if you're wanting to change something, if you are going through something and you know that you need to change something in your life, or something you're doing, or maybe you want to change the way you feel, or, you know, whatever it is, you want to make changes, you have to begin from where you are now, right? I know it sounds silly, and it's probably like, duh, you know, of course. But a lot of people just want to just jump to the next thing, right? They want to just change things without even looking at what is actually going on, right? So what we need to do is we need to actually acknowledge what's going on right now. So we need to stop and we need to go, right, okay, so what is actually going on in my environment? What is going on with me? What is happening? you know, what are the facts? Like I did this for myself the other day. I wrote down, okay, I need to know my exact situation. I need to acknowledge what's going on in my life, and I need to know the facts of everything, and then I need to know how they're making me feel. Because number one step to change, the first step to change is awareness. Self-awareness is the start of everything, okay? So you need to be aware of what's going on, how it's making you feel. So that's really, really important, okay? So begin where you are and acknowledge it all and be with it all first and feel into it all, okay? Second card we have is this door. It's like a little, I don't know, feels like it's, yeah, it feels like it's in like a foreign country, maybe like Greece or somewhere, and a little gate, so it's not really a door, it's a gate. Yeah, but it feels like quite airy, spacious, I don't know. Anyway, the note on the back here is, it says, a note on love. Seek different seasons and enter into the unknown. When love is the focus, foundation and goal, blessed is the body, mind and soul. So this is about being in touch with the parts of you that are loving and kind and compassionate, and giving those parts of you that maybe aren't that love, compassion and kindness, okay? It's also about directing those parts of you that are loving, kind and compassionate to other areas of your life and to other people in your life. So when you're going through things and you might want to change situations, if you're not happy in a situation, for instance, you might then take it out on people. You might then find that you're projecting a lot of your stuff onto other people when really they're not anything to do with it, right? So what we need to do is then come back to ourselves and be like, okay, what's going on for me? How am I feeling? Is this anything really to do with the other person, or is this just me? And how can I come from a place of love, compassion and kindness? So you might just step back and be like, oh, do you know what? Like, I'm sorry I spoke to you like that, or I'm sorry I reacted like that. This is just my stuff. I'm just going through some stuff right now. And, you know, make people aware that you're going through some stuff, or that you're going through changes. You might be going through changes and it's causing you to be all stressy, and, you know, you might not even realise that you're doing this or saying this or behaving in a certain way, okay? But it's really to just, you know, come back to that loving part of you, because everybody has that part of them. I know it might not seem that way, but they do, even if it's deep down inside, okay? Next card we have is Four of Wands. Now, I'm not a tarot reader. Do not, you know, judge me if I don't go into what the Four of Wands means. I am an oracle reader, so I go by the energy of the cards and what comes to me, what channels through, okay? So with this, we have two women on here. They're having the time of their lives. They're partying. They're at a festival. They are letting themselves go. They are, you know, all free and happy and joyful, okay? I did bring up a feeling of emptiness around them. So there's no, like, if you imagine, if you're at a festival and there's only two of you, it's not really going to feel like a big party going on. However, they're still having a good time. So that might be your sense of things. You might think, oh, you know, there's not much going on, like not much going on in my life, or not much going on at this party, or whatever it is, right? You might feel like there's not a lot of people around you at the moment. You haven't got a lot of support, or you're not having much fun in your life. But you can create fun wherever you are, right? You can invite someone over and you can get out your tambourines and you can put some music on and you can dance in your kitchen, right? You don't have to go to a massive festival or party to have a good time. You can create that wherever you are. Put on your favourite tune, put on your favourite film, call your friend who makes you laugh. Do something that brings joy to you, and give yourself that energy, because we can reach into ourselves and bring that energy up anytime. We don't always need external things and loads and loads of people to bring that energy to us. We can do that. We can even do it on our own, okay? So that's what I was getting from this card. Okay, next card we have is Strength. Now, what I was drawn to on this card, and little trigger warning here if you have struggled with self-harm, things like that, okay? So if you don't want to listen, then you can pause it now or stop it now. But I was drawn to, if you see, this is just shadowing, right? So this artist has put shadowing on here. But I was drawn to this and it brought the word self-harm in, okay? Now, self-harm is obviously a protection method. It's a way of, release as well, and control and all of that, if you are going through difficult mental health issues, okay, as we know. And people do that to, it sounds strange, but they do it to soothe themselves in a way. And like I say, they're in control of that. So it's a way of them controlling that and kind of taking the pain away in a strange way, because obviously you think, it's causing more pain. But for them, it's causing some kind of release, okay? So this might be you. This might have been in the past. This might be something you did in the past and you don't do it anymore. Because, you might be doing it now, but I get the sense of a past thing, okay? And there seems to be some kind of guilt around that, or shame around that, or something like that. However, there is also an empowerment message here. So there's tattoos on her other arm. And when people, they go to tattoo places and they have scars covered up by tattoos. This is what I was shown. And that's their way of making themselves feel better about that. It's sometimes honouring those scars, and it's knowing that they are underneath there. However, they now look beautiful, right? And it's a way of them making the scars more beautiful. And it's an empowerment method as well, okay? They feel empowered, they feel good about that. But what I want to draw the focus to is that underneath that, the scars are still there, right? And you are still going to have those there. So this isn't about just covering them up and forgetting they're there. They know they're still there, and it's part of their story. So, and it's a bit of a deep message here, but number 2 is you might be deep people, right? And please do let me know if that's the case. But there is a whole message there in itself, okay? The scars are there. It's part of your story. And you might have come through that, and you've got another part of the story there. And this is to tell you that whenever you go through changes, whenever you go through difficult things in the future, just tell yourself, it's part of my story. And that always makes me emotional, because I've been through times like that in my past where I used that as a way to get through it, right? So yeah, I'm going to leave that there. It's a message of strength as well. Okay, so the next card we have is generosity. Now this is about, usually it's about sort of you being generous and using the generous part of you, all of that, but this isn't about that. This is about the universe being generous and the universe being kind to you. And sometimes you don't feel, when you're going through changes like this and you feel like you're going through difficult times, you don't see that generosity in that moment. However, just like the trees in the winter, you don't see the generosity of the beauty and the colours and all of that and nature. You don't see that. You just see dark dreariness, no leaves on the trees, all of that, right? However, you do know that later on, there's going to be blossom on the trees, going to be colours and, all of that. And all the flowers are going to bloom. You know that that's all going to come. So this can be seen as the same thing, right? So if you're going through these moments, just looked at the clock at 11:11. If you're going through these times where you don't quite see the positives, you don't quite see the good stuff, know that the universe is generous, and it has funny ways of showing that generosity, right? So it might be giving you a crap situation right now, but know that it's a generous energy and that it will be bringing something good in the future, okay? And then finally, we've got enlightenment. Now, this is what you are going to feel when you realise just how generous the universe is, right? At the end of it. It's a great card to end in, because it shows that, yeah, you're just gonna become so much more aware and enlightened, and just realise a lot of stuff about yourself, about the universe, about your journey, about your story. And you can then share that with the world, and they can become more enlightened from your story. Maybe you're going to create a story, you might write a book, you might be published in another book, I don't know. I was talking to a friend about that this morning. I said, one day you're going to write a book about this. And then I thought to myself, maybe if she doesn't want to write a book, she can just be in one of my books. So I don't know, maybe that applies to you as well. But you're going to feel really good, and you're going to feel much more aware and just be conscious of so much more after this. Okay, so I hope that gives you some kind of reassurance, and yeah, I'm going to leave it there. So that's your reading, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know, and I will see you on the next reading. Bye. Hello, and welcome to those who chose pile number 3, the Labradorite crystal. I do love this crystal because it just looks like a mermaid shell. All the colours. I don't know if I'm getting the light here, but yeah, look at that. It's so beautiful. I was going to put the meaning of each crystal on here, however it might take a lot of time, so Google is your friend if you want to check out Labradorite, okay? Yeah, just put that on you. Right, so we have 5 cards in this pile, so I'm just going to crack on. So if you chose the door as well, so you might have chosen it from the crystal, you might have chosen it from the door. So we've got this little like kind of Egyptian-y sort of doorway with a Buddha kind of statue thing. Looks quite peaceful. So on the back it says a little poem. Okay, so it says, offerings. Abundance lies in the heart that allows. Share more than expected and see more. Oh, it doesn't say see more love around, but I'm going to say and see more love come around. Let's do that again, right? Abundance lies in the heart that allows. Share more than expected and see love come around. Right, let's just read it properly. It does also say pass this card on, because I think this deck that I've got, it's like a little mini doors deck. I think it's actually a game, but I've never used it as a game. I've always used it as the oracle cards. But it's interesting how it says pass this card on, because what that says to me is about what is it when you say what is the phrase when you have like an act of kindness and then you pass it on to someone else? What is that called? Just pop the comment down below. I've completely forgot. What do you say? Yeah, you pass it on, and then hopefully someone else will pass it on, and so on. Right, yeah, just pop the phrase down for me, please. Completely left my mind. But yeah, it's interesting how it just said that. Right, so this is about abundance. Obviously, it's about good things coming to you, and when you do generous things, when you give generously, when you do kind things, it will come back to you eventually. Now, you might not see that immediately, right? It might take a few years, it might take a few months, it might take a few weeks. Hopefully you see it quickly, but don't lose hope in something that you have. Maybe if you've always been a kind person and you've always done nice things for people, and you're like, oh, I don't really get anything back, or there's 2 messages in that. One is that you shouldn't really be doing that for that reason and just doing it from your heart, because when you do it for that reason, then you won't receive something back, because it's coming from the wrong intention, right? If you do it purely from your heart and because you want to give and you don't expect anything in return, that's generally when you will receive something in return. Okay, so just so you know that. I don't know what the other thing was, so I just said there's 2 things, didn't I? But I don't know what's going on with my mind. I have not been like this in the other piles, so maybe that's something that's going on for you guys or someone here who's watching. But have you kind of like gone a bit spacey recently? Have you been forgetting things? Are you just kind of not all present and not all there at the moment? Yeah, maybe because there's a lot going on for you, I don't know, but yeah, I'm just picking up on that energy. So anyway, I'm sure that kind of makes some sense anyway, right? The next card we have is Knight of Pentacles. Now, I will just explain, I'm not a tarot reader, I'm an oracle card reader, so I do not know what the Knight of Pentacles means. I am literally just going to go through what I pick up from this energy of this image here, and anything I channel through, okay? So what I get from this is a feeling, and you know, I might pick up the actual message of Knight of Pentacles. I don't know. Tell me if you're a tarot reader. Anyway, I'm going to stop getting sidetracked here, because that's another energy that's coming through. It's like just distraction, jumbling words, and yeah, all of that. Getting sidetracked. Picking up an ADHD vibe, I think, as well. So no judgment there, but I can see how that affects you. Right, anyway, let's get back to the card. Let's focus, shall we? Right, so I am picking up an energy of someone who's got some monies. They've got some abundance. They're building their money, right? They're building their finances, and they're doing well. They're saving well. They're accumulating money. And maybe it's money that you haven't really had before. Maybe it's something you've really worked for, right? I am getting that sense of someone who is it's more like a working class, or maybe middle class kind of energy that, you know, has worked for their money, has put the effort in, and it's not just something that's been given to them, you know. I mean, it may be something that's come back to you because of your generosity, right? But there's an energy of something that is just unexpected, or that maybe that you just never really, like, you were never really like a person who, like, you know, material things were important to you, or like money isn't everything. You were always someone like that, should I say? Not never like that. Oh my God, what is going on? What is going on with this energy, guys? It's annoying. I was not like that in the other piles. Shake it off like Taylor Swift. Okay. Right, let's breathe. So, let's go back. There's a humble energy coming through, basically. So, you know, you come from humble background. You come from someone who hasn't had much, and now maybe you've got a little money. But you're still not going to change who you are. Right, and this feels good. It feels like, you know, he's not got shoes on his feet. He's just relaxed. He's picked up some material things over the years that he's kept, and he like values them, and you know, they're the things that mean things to him. They are, and when I say him, just because there's a man on here, so you know, you're not always going to be him. But he's got lots of coins here. He's got lots of abundance, okay? And he's got like a horse, and horses, you know, represent prosperity and abundance. Well, they do to me. And maybe he's never had a horse before, right? So he's got things now that he's never had before, but it doesn't change who he is. And I think that's a really good energy. I think, you know, he's still going to be himself. He's still going to wear the same clothes. You know, he's not wearing a suit and tie and all of that, right? So don't change who you are if you come into some kind of financial wealth, or you come into, like, if you get a promotion, that's important. If you get a promotion, very important to not change who you are, okay? Because, no, I haven't had this message come through before, but because you got hired for the person that you are. So don't change that person, because it's not going to be great, right? They might think, oh, who's this person? We didn't hire that person. And then your team around you will be like, they're changed. Don't like who they are anymore. Okay, so be careful. Stay humble. Right, we got there in the end. Next card we have is Queen of Cups. Now, this is completely different energy. It's not related to those cards. It's someone who spends some time on their own quite a bit, maybe more often than usual. I feel like they have learned a lot about themselves through this change, I want to say. So maybe you are going through a bit of a change. You've learned a lot more about yourself. You're actually more in touch with yourself and more connected with who you are. And I think that's why there's a humble person here, because they've realised that they don't want to change who they are. They actually love who they are. They accept who they are. And they're really in touch with their emotions. So Cups is all about emotions, I know that. And so this is about you really connecting with your feelings, your emotions, being with yourself whenever you are up against something. I don't know why they've given me that. Whenever you are going through changes, whenever things bring up stuff for you, you actually sit with them and you actually let them be there. And that's a really good way of, you know, clearing things for you, processing things and connecting with yourself. And when you connect to yourself, you connect with others better. Okay, so keep it up. That's a really good way of healing yourself, of growing as a person, and just being in a better energy. And when you're in a better energy, people will pick that up, and that's when more likely when you're going to get things come to you, good things come to you, promotions, all of that. Okay, next card we have is activation. Now this card always reminds me of maypole dancing. It's got like maypole, kind of like a maypole thing coming from this tree. It reminds me of when I was younger and I started a new school, and they had this little party in the courtyard, and they had like maypole dancing, and I didn't really want to join in when I was well, a part of me did want to join in, but then a major part of me at the time, so I was like 5 or 6 I think, I was just like, I'm too scared, I'm gonna get it wrong and all of that. But I feel like this is kind of a new version of you that is willing to take the risk, it's willing to jump in and join in, and it's like a new part of you that's been activated, and you're willing to step up and just contribute and join in and be part of something. So maybe you were never someone who, maybe you were that person who was really shy and you never really took part in things, and you were too scared about what other people think, or you too scared about making a mistake. And now it's like, I don't care anymore. I now know more about myself, and I now connect with myself more, and I just don't care. Maybe it's an age thing. Maybe it's just because over the years you've just, I don't know, just given up on worrying about what other people think, and you're willing to make those mistakes. You're willing to take the risks and learn and grow from whatever happens. And I think that's a really good energy to be in. You've got tree is all about growth. Swan here, swan is about kind of being calm, even though you're maybe nervous and panicking under the water, but you're calm and you're like, I don't care if I'm nervous, I'm still going to do it. So really good energy. Okay, then finally we've got gratitude. And I think this is about you being grateful for who you are. This is about you recognizing all the good things about you. I came across a little exercise in a book the other day that said to write down every single day, write one thing that you value about yourself. And so I've been doing that. And ever since, so I've been doing it for about a week now. And then whenever I write something, I then go over that list again. So I speak it out loud. I say, I value this about myself, and I go through all the things again. And it just, I don't know, it just kind of like integrates then. And then every time you value something about yourself, you recognize the value in what you give to others, what you bring to others, and what you bring to your life. And then you're more likely to then receive, when you recognize your own value and the good things about you, and you're grateful for that, you are then likely to receive things of value to you, things that you appreciate, things that you are grateful for. Okay, because we are magnets to whatever we are. Okay, so try that maybe, or maybe write a gratitude list. Okay, all those things. Oh look, my nails go really well with this card. I'm being distracted again. This totally is not my energy. If you watch the other 2 piles, or you watch my videos, this isn't me, is it? It's not me. Who is it? Tell me. Put your comments down below. Who are you? I'm going to shake this off afterwards, but it's quite funny. It is funny. Anyway, right, I'm going to love you and leave you there. I am grateful to you guys for watching until the end. And I will see you on the next reading. Bye.